Hey everybody, I'm Charis.
And I'm Kelsey. And welcome to Chill Pill, your friendly neighborhood podcast where we react to your weird college stories.
College is crazy, and sometimes things can get a little icy. But as we like to say, anecdotes are the antidote.
That means laughter is the best medicine.
So kick back and relax, and let's take a chill pill.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Chill Pill. This is episode 5. I'm Kelsey, and this is Charis.
Hello.
And so let's just get into it. So to start things off, we're going to do something a little different. Instead of professor quotes, we have student quotes. A lot of y'all sent in a bunch of student quotes so that your friends or you've heard in classes that students have said. So we want to react to them. Charis, you want to start us off?
Okay. Mansplain, manspread, manslaughter. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss?
Maybe?
T-shirt worthy. T-shirt worthy.
Youth pastors are the spiritual janitors.
Ooh.
What?
I don't know. I can't explain it, but it feels right. Like it makes sense.
Interesting.
They deal with some things. They've seen stuff. Okay, this one is a pair of quotes. Me, unplugs my friend's laptop. Him, would you do that to your grandpa?
So wrong.
I have a secret. It was me that unplugged the laptop.
He's being British. That's bullying.
That's like Dr. Langston saying the Antichrist is going to have a British accent. Oh, I love this next quote. I just sat on the toilet one day and was like, I think I'll be ordained.
I like
the Lord moves in mysterious ways.
I like that one. It's so random.
Yeah.
Bro, that's not even a red flag. That's a checker flag because you're finished.
I'm updating my my quote book. I'm gonna put this in my back pocket and pull it out in normal situations because I love that so much. I think that's my favorite quote we've had the whole season. We were cruising down the road. I mean, we weren't going like felony speeds, only 90 to 95 miles per hour. What do you define as felony speeds?
Yeah.
Might I ask?
They do live in Texas.
I don't think I've ever intentionally gone above 90. I think maybe if I'm passing someone, I've been up. Oh, Kelsey. She's making a guilty face.
It wasn't intentionally. It was probably by accident.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Very convincing. Very convincing. I wish you guys could have seen her little eyes darting back and forth.
God is like 3-in-1 shampoo.
Hang on. I got to think about that.
I think it's about the Trinity.
Oh.
I mean, I was there for this quote and I thought it was hilarious.
I want someone to make a graphic of a shampoo bottle 3-in-1 and then have Holy Spirit graphics on it. And then make it a t-shirt and send it to me because I want it. Okay, let's move on. Our theme today is roommates. We didn't think of a funny phrase
They're
past
funny enough.
episodes.
Love you, Judy.
Oh, roommates. Kelsey has a roommate. I do not have a roommate. I am currently roommateless, but I have some stories, and we had some stories sent in. And we thought it would be fun to talk about it because everyone has that classic roommate experience. Everyone has their horror stories, their fun stories, their weird stories, and they're fun to talk about. So let's start with our first story.
I'll start with my story. So I love messing with my roommate. We're best friends and stuff. So I like just trying to make her irritated in some way or another. But she loves me. That's all that matters. But yeah. It's my job to annoy her. So one day, I think it was right before Thanksgiving break. It was actually last semester.
Recent.
Yeah, it was very recently. She went home before me, which is very unusual. Usually I leave before her on everything. But for some reason, I had to stay that weekend. Actually, I think it was because we had theater practice rehearsal.
Oh. That would do it.
It was 3 days early, or several days earlier. So I decided I'm gonna prank her. She's not there. I'm gonna just do something to her side of the room.
As you do.
So I had a bunch of leftover wrapping paper. I love to wrap my gifts for Christmas and stuff. But we always have leftover wrapping paper because our family is very particular on our wrapping. So we have like each year a theme-ish, like color theme. So we all
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, we always buy new wrapping paper each year. What? So we have all this leftover. Well, it's not going to be used. So
what do you usually do with the leftover wrapping paper?
Well, we keep it. It just takes up space.
So what I'm hearing is somewhere you have like a warehouse of wrapping paper.
Not anymore.
Oh,
that's where I'm getting to. I decided to take all this extra wrapping paper and just wrap Judy's side of the room.
Yes.
Yes. But yeah, so I wrapped her bed, I wrapped her chair. I actually didn't have enough to wrap everything, but I wrapped it enough to where she would just be like, what did you do? Like, I wrapped her bed, her guitar case, her chair. Her chair is so detailed. I wrapped all around the wired like legs and everything.
Oh, like that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's very detailed on the chair, and like I wrapped everything else. I wrapped every little like knick-knack and lamp thing that she had on her desk.
What?
Everything that I could.
How long did it take you?
It took me hours. So many hours. I stayed up till like 4 a.m. wrapping her side of the room. Now, it didn't get started until like 10, 11.
That's
but still,
crazy.
It took me a bit.
How did she react when she saw her room all wrapped?
Well, here's the thing. I knew she was coming back because she always texts me when she gets back home and when she's back on campus. Well, she texts me. She's like, I'm in the parking lot. Well, I texted her. I had something for her. Like, she was thinking like, oh, it's Christmas. It's going to be something like fun, like something like that. So she comes in. I'm also, to clarify, I was taking a stage makeup class. So I had full like Marie Antionette face, like, what? Everything. I had it like not like fully, but I was like pale white.
Oh my gosh.
I was doing my eyebrows and I had like one eyebrow done, everything. I was like in the process of everything. My hair was getting curled. Like I had them in rollers and everything. And she walks in. I was trying to videotape. I was trying to put music on so she would come in and be like, let it snow, let it snow. I was trying to set the mood because she texts me and I'm in the middle of like my makeup project. So I'm like full white too. And like I set the music and she comes in and I just am videoing her and she just has like, I don't know. She's like, what did you do, Kelsey? She was also on the phone with her mom at the time, like FaceTime. Oh, and I'm friends with her mom. Like, I know her mom. And she's like, Mom, I'm not going to let you see Kelsey because of her makeup.
She looks crazy.
And I'm like, I don't care.
I can't imagine coming back and you get a text like, oh, I have something for you. Like, cool. Walk into your room and there's just wrapping paper. And your roommate with a white face and one eyebrow done like crazy.
Well, she was used to that. The makeup part.
Yeah.
Because I did it every weekend doing some type of project. Yeah. So I wrapped her room.
Wow.
I want to prank her again. Sorry, Judy.
You should brainstorm some ideas.
Exactly.
Well, after your story, I feel like my story is not quite as funny. But I looked crazy in front of my first, not my roommate, but my suite mate. And if you don't live in our building, suite mates are kind of like the person who shares a bathroom with you. So we don't have communal bathrooms. It's like every 2 rooms shares one bathroom. So you have your roommate that lives in the room with you and your suite mate that shares the bathroom.
In certain dorms.
Yes, in certain dorms.
In our dorms.
Yeah, in our dorms. It's not like that in every building on campus. Anyway, I was a brand new freshman. It was my first semester. And I hadn't yet met my suite mate that was living across the bathroom from me. And, you go about life. So I was brushing my teeth one night, and so I'm spitting after brushing my teeth into the sink. I'm rinsing my mouth out and my suite mate walked in while I had my head like in the sink. And so I just kind of looked over like, oh, hey. And she just looked at me and she went, ha, your head's in the sink.
What?
And I knew from that moment on we would be great friends.
That's funny.
It was a fun way to meet someone. You know, your head's in the sink. You got toothpaste all over. You know, you're like, oh, nice to meet you. I promise I don't usually put my head in the sink.
All right. Here is one of the stories that was submitted to us by actually one of my closest friends on our Google form. If you want to fill out our Google form, send in some stories.
Yes.
It's in our description.
Do it.
All right. I live in a 4-person room in Guides, but last semester there were only 3 of us living in there. It was campus days, so we had 2 extra guests staying with us that night. 5 people is a lot, but it's not crazy since we have a pretty big room. That's when things started getting really interesting. That night, our old roommate showed up for a surprise visit. Then, just a few minutes later, we got another knock on the door. Her friend also came to spend the night. So total, we had 7 people sleeping in our room with only 4 beds. Let's just say none of us got much sleep that night.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
How do you fit? I'm thinking of like the rooms that I've seen. I haven't been in one of these 4-person rooms, but like most of the rooms don't have a huge amount of floor space.
They have a pretty big room.
Yeah.
It's about twice the size of our room.
Okay.
So
reasonably sized, but
yeah,
7 people.
But 7 people in the room. That's
one room,
and their bathroom is small too.
Oh my gosh!
So thinking about that too,
showering and like getting ready for bed. That's crazy. Oh no, man! When I originally heard this story, I thought it was just one of the smaller rooms. That's like a 2-person room, and I could not picture. I was like, how would you fit 7 people?
No, I don't know how.
Like they'd be like lying like sardines.
Rooms are small.
But hey, you know, pack them in. And the more the merrier.
Sardines.
Like sardines. Okay, so here is another story that was sent in to us by Elizabeth about her roommate fun. So here is what she had to say. I love my roommate to bits. Aside from being my roomie, she's been one of my best friends since I was 6. But you guys, she sleep talks. Most of the time it's hilarious. I have to keep myself from cackling and waking her up because it's stuff like, I don't want the blueberry yogurt, or a random no as she rolls over. The other times though, second most terrifying time was when she suddenly declared, there's no one coming out of the 86, and then proceeded to sit up, still asleep, mumble something else that was indiscernible, and lie back down. But now we get to the scariest moment. One night I was spending some quality time on my phone when out of nowhere, she says my full first name and asks in the tone of a disappointed mother, what time is it? I should have been afraid. At this point, however, I'd gotten used to her sleep talking, so I assumed that this was what it was. And for giggles, I answered her like, haha, are you actually awake? And she went, Ellie, I am awake. I'm not dreaming. I shut my phone off so fast and apologized for waking her up and then went to sleep. And then a few days later, I was talking with her and a hallmate about her sleep talking, and I brought it up saying, I'm so sorry for that time I actually woke you up. I'm surprised you didn't get mad at me the next morning. I kid you not. She looked me dead in the eyes and went, Ellie, what do you mean? I don't remember that. To this day, if we've both been in bed for a while and she suddenly starts interacting with me, I have trust issues on whether or not she's truly conscious. Oh, the sleep talking. The sleep talking. I feel like we all think we don't sleep talk or snore, but you actually don't have a way of knowing this.
Exactly.
You know, until someone tells you. Because I never thought that I'd talk in my sleep until my second roommate. Yeah, my second roommate told me in my sophomore year. We're just like in the room. It was late at night. You know, we're starting to get ready for bed. And she looked at me and said, you know, you talk in your sleep sometimes. I was like, no. She's like, yes, you do. And so she told me about a couple of times, but one specific one where in the middle of the night, I sat bolt upright and I went, and then like grabbed my phone from where it was charging and turned the flashlight on and started shining it at the walls like I was looking for something. And then I stopped and went, oh, and then went back to sleep. And what's wild is that I remember why I did that. I remember having this terrible dream that there was a spider, like a big, gnarly, scary looking spider that was on the wall and that fell. I dreamed that it fell onto my bed, like into the covers. And so I guess I like woke up but didn't because I sat bolt upright and I was freaking out. So of course I grabbed my flashlight and I'm looking for the spider. And I think eventually I was like, oh, I dreamed it. And then I went back to sleep, but I didn't realize I had woken my roommate up. And she was very, very freaked out. She was so concerned. She was like, is she okay? Now I know. Apparently every now and then I dream of spiders. And it's not fun.
Well, let's segue to our...
Segue?
Let's
segue.
Let's segue to our callers. Our first caller is from Chiara, who is a fellow podcaster who's in our podcasting class, and her podcast is Hot Chicks with Hot Takes.
Yeah, go listen.
Yay. Yes.
They're awesome.
And she's telling a funny roommate story that she had.
Hi guys, my name's Chiara, and for my story today, it was my freshman year of spring semester, and I had got this new game for Christmas. It's Throw the Burrito, and I had really been wanting to play with it, and so I talked to my new roommate, just said a comment as I was walking into my bathroom, and I was like, oh, we should play that game sometime, right? I go into the bathroom, do my thing, and then I go to the sink, and all of a sudden, a burrito whacks me. And so I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on, and my roommate has the most devious look on her face. She is cracking up. Absolutely launched a burrito at me, and they're little foam burritos, so it didn't really hurt, but I was so surprised. And so we ended up fighting over these burritos because I was trying to get one, and we were wrestling. We're on the floor, and all of a sudden we like roll over, and I hit her shelf, and the lamp falls, and time kind of froze, and the lamp falls to the ground, and the light bulb shatters, and we're yelling, and we're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I'll buy you a new light bulb. Oh no, we're freaking out. And then our RA knocks on my door, and she comes in, and she's like, oh, I'm so worried about you guys. Can you stop yelling? And my roommate and I just look at each other, and we're like, what the heck? It was 8 o'clock at night, not even quiet hour. It was crazy. But that's the story how my roommate and I broke her lamp, and I still haven't gotten her a new light bulb.
Oh no. I feel like we have themes in our episodes. Like we've had multiple cake stories. We've had multiple fire stories. We've had multiple something else, freeze stories. And we've had multiple breaking lamp stories.
I know.
It's really funny to me.
Yeah.
Apparently we all live the same life and we all eat bad cake and run from the fire alarm and break lamps. That's so good though.
That's funny. Have you played this game before?
Yeah.
This is a fun game. I actually don't have the foam version. I have the inflatable version, and they're huge. Like they're big inflatables, like 3 feet tall.
What?
Yeah, they're pretty big. And like it's fun throwing the big burritos at people.
Oh my gosh. I want to have the kind of roommate relationship where I can just throw, like yeet a burrito just for fun, just like bam. That's a good roommate story. See, you have the horror stories, but then you have the burrito stories, and it makes up for it. Okay, so let's listen to our next caller, who I'm pretty sure is your brother Cameron and his friend John.
Yep, here we go.
Hey guys, I'm Cameron.
And I'm John.
And though we're technically not roommates, we're close enough. And so we have a funny story from rehearsal the other day. So we'll just get right into it. We were working in the scene shop building sets for the Sound of Music and stuff. And all of a sudden we just heard like this crazy scream.
Wait, that was the day you dropped a 2x4 on my foot, wasn't it?
Jonathan, I'm telling the story
No,
now.
yes, you did. You dropped a whole piece of wood right on my foot, Cameron. There's a bruise right
I would
here.
have done no such thing. Don't be ridiculous. You dropped it on your own foot, Jonathan. You got scared because of a scream or
you dropped
something.
it because we were walking to the door and you suddenly froze up. And it slipped out of your hands and landed on my foot, and it hurt. I screamed.
No, I would have remembered that, Jonathan.
I told you over and over again. That's what happened.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm telling the truth.
Oh, my word. Well, I'm just saying that
Cameron? Cameron, are you okay? Cameron, hello? Hello?
What was that ending?
I don't know. Maybe I should call him. That's
you should
kind
probably
of
call him.
make sure he's okay.
Anyway, I don't even know what their story was supposed to be. I was a little bit
not
confused.
answering.
Is he not picking up?
No.
Did he just go to voicemail?
Yeah.
Okay. It's fine. Okay, we'll just finish the episode. You can call him again, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. Anyway, I don't really know what to make of that story because I was a little bit confused about what they were saying happened. I think they were in the scene shop, they heard a noise, or they didn't hear. Okay, Cameron dropped the wood on John's foot because he froze up.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. We keep hearing these freeze stories and it's kind of odd. I don't know about that story. That was interesting, but let's just move on to our next caller, who I think is a repeat caller. We had someone who wanted to call in again, which is so cool.
Yeah.
So let's hear from Callia.
Hi, it's Callia again, and look, I know this is supposed to be a funny podcast where I share another great story about how I turned a guy down when he asked me out for coffee, but this isn't funny anymore. There is something seriously wrong going on across this campus and no one else is saying anything. What if this isn't a game? What if the tinfoil hat guy is onto something? I passed 5 people on my way to class and every single one of them was frozen. What if my friends are next? What if I'm next? How?
Hello? Callia?
Callia.
Okay, that's 2 really weird calls in a row. I don't know. Kelsey, do you think something's going on?
I'm not sure.
Cuz
this doesn't seem like it's just a trend.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't seem like a trend because usually there's like it's a social media thing, right? Because you had the mannequin challenge in 2016?
Yeah. We had all the hashtags and stuff like that.
Yeah, hashtags, videos. I've been looking for it because we keep getting stories about this, about people just kind of freezing human statue kind of vibes. And I can't find anything on social media. So I don't know. It's a little bit odd.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be a tinfoil hat guy. You know, someone's like, the end is near. Oh my goodness. From episode 3. The guy in with this I don't want to we're not raising the alarm here. I just think something's kind of weird is going on, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But listen, whatever is happening, it's okay. We're probably gonna call Callia and Cameron, make sure they're okay.
Yes.
But
call them again.
There's probably a reasonable explanation for what's happening.
Yeah.
It's all right. Everything is fine.
Hopefully.
Yeah. It's okay.
Well, do you want to end the day?
Yeah, let's do our quote of the day. I like this quote. It's a little longer, but I think it's really funny. Once, a coworker asked if I was Jewish, and now it's stuck. It's gone too far. I bought a menorah. I want to eat a cheeseburger again. I want to eat a cheeseburger again. I want to know which work this was at.
Exactly.
It's gone too far. It's gone too far. All right. Well, there we go. Out finishing up episode 5 on an interesting note. Goodbye.
Well, that's it for this episode of Chill Pill.
Thanks for listening. And if you're wiping away any tears right now, I sure hope they're tears of joy.
And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and spread the word.
Follow us on social media at chillpill_pod or use the links in the description to keep up with future episodes and behind-the-scenes content.
And don't forget to send in your own college stories for us to react to. We'd be frozen without you.